If you want to know the exact three tools that I use to make thousands of dollars every single day, then take out your notes and let's get started. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel because there are lots of videos like this coming up that will help you, and you're going to stack your skills with these videos. All of 2026, we're in session, we're in school, okay? So the three exact tools. I'm going to tell you each of them. They're very simple, and I'm going to explain them all. And then there's a bonus one for you that I think is going to just take you over the edge. And these are the ones that I use every single day myself. I used to be homeless. I used to be broke. I know what it's like not to have money, and I know what it's like to then find my way out of that and make money. So I'm going to help you today and every day, hopefully. All right. So the first tool is YouTube. Now you're on YouTube probably seeing this. You may be somewhere else, but you're probably seeing this on YouTube. And you may have a channel, you may not have a channel. You may be active, you may not be. YouTube is an incredible marketing tool. It gets your message, your product, your ideas out into the world. And if you have a channel and you have not been getting a lot of views or any views, there's probably because of just a few things that you could tweak. And then a week later, you'd be getting views. So that's the cool thing about YouTube is that it's not like, oh, I haven't done well on YouTube, so I'll never do well. It's always a new day on YouTube, which is very, very cool and beneficial to us. So I use YouTube to get in front of you. I use YouTube to get in front of people who want to hear my trainings and my message. And when I benefit them, like they go and try something that I tell them, it builds trust because you probably clicked on this video if you're already subscribed because you know there's going to be value in this video. You know that I don't just give you fluff. I'm giving you exacts, right? And so that builds trust over time, and that trust turns into paying customers. Now, here's the key that most people don't get. And if because they don't get this, they think that they're not doing a good job. The key is that not every single viewer is supposed to be a customer. It's going to become a customer. The point really is to bring in the views of the people who are most likely to want what you have, and then know that there's math involved and simple math at that. It's just a small percentage, one in every eight, one in every 20, one in every 100. There's a small percentage and that's a fraction, I know, but there's a small percentage who will pay you because they want more access to what you have to offer. They may want more convenience, more speed, more proximity to you to get closer to you. But there's something there in your offer that you can have. Now, most people ask me, how do I get customers? You teach me how to make products and how to ideate on the offer, but how do I reach them? YouTube. Yes, I use Instagram, I use Threads, I have an email list, but YouTube is by far the number one driver of my viewers and customers. It's a trust machine. It's amazing. And what's really special is that the people who don't ever buy, but they still consume and they actively participate, like you, that's a special relationship then, right? That's a special impact. So nothing is lost. Nothing is for, for out of vain, right? Like I should say nothing is in vain, right? It's all impactful and it all matters. And that's why I spend so much of my time and energy and thoughts on YouTube. And I have for the past 2 years straight. Not a day has been missed in 2 years where I haven't worked on YouTube. And for you, a really cool thing about that is that you can start YouTube for free. You do not have to pay to be on YouTube like you do with some other platforms. It's like that the way that it's social is that you don't have to pay, right? You don't have to pay to be on Instagram or Facebook. if you're just on there. Same thing with YouTube. But then it just far exceeds any social platform because it is like handing you a television station or handing you a platform or not just a station, like a whole channel in your pocket or on your desktop. And when you want to post, you get to post. So, what do you do with that? What do you do with that trust? What do you do with that attention once you get it? You have calls to action, CTAs. You say in the videos or you don't. Sometimes you don't say it in the videos, and sometimes it's just in the description or the pinned comment. But sometimes it is like I'm going to do today. You'll see it in action. You'll say, hey, if you want more, or if you want to get there faster, or if you want better, you can pay for this. Now, you wouldn't say that literally word for word, but you could say, hey, if you want to get to your results faster, I do have this workshop coming up and it's just $99. I'll do everything that I can teach you in about 2 months. I'll teach you in 5 days or 5 hours or right. That's the type of vibe you're going for. So you'll see that in this video in a little bit. So look out for it and watch what I do and what I say. Those two things are important, not just what I say, but what I do. And not just what I do, but what I say. Watch it. That in itself is training, you know? And I know you probably have figured that out. You probably have like, let me just see how she's handling this and maybe it would work for me. Okay. So you have YouTube. There are questions. How do I launch a YouTube channel? What should it be about? How often should I post? How do I get people to actually see the videos? How does YouTube work? All of those questions have answers. That is important for you to know because you're going to if you think that those questions don't have answers, you will hold yourself back. You will trip yourself up and self-sabotage. They all have answers. That is why I have nearly 200,000 subscribers when most of those subscribers had never heard of me. And I'm sitting here on a Zoom call at my house and talking to you here. So those questions can be answered. And I'm going to show you exactly how to answer those questions in just a moment. The second tool, if you're ready for the second tool, let me know. And if this one is starting to make sense to you, type the word YouTube because you're going to tell me of these three plus the bonus, which ones are really resonating with you because you want to combine them. Okay. The next one you're going to look at, and let me just say this too. The third one is more complex, but it gives you such a return on that investment of time. If you know what I'm saying? I can't guarantee how much money you'll make, but it gives you so much of a return on the leverage that you get. So the second one is very important. And that is where do people go from your YouTube channel? Where are you sending them? You're sending them to some sort of offer, some sort of product. And the best place that I know to sell that fast, if we're talking like, I want to be able to spin this up today, I watched this video, and in 2 hours, I want to be able to sell. It's Stan, Stan. Now, there are multiple ways you could do this. You could just have a Stripe account, a PayPal link. You could go on other platforms. You could get cash from people. You could do Venmo. There's a lot of ways to get money and for people to be able to pay you. So again, let's not have that be a roadblock. And I know that in some countries, some platforms are not available. And I'm sorry about that. It's not something that I can control, but I do recognize that. But by and large, you should be able to use Stan. And if you can't use Stan, there are other options. Okay. In Nigeria, for instance, there's Payoneer. Payoneer. Look that up because I get that question quite a bit. All right. So Stan. Stan, have you heard about it? Let me know in the comments if you have heard about Stan before, or even if you have a Stan account. Stan is a platform that lets you just have this one page, real simple, and it has different products on it. And you could have one product, two products, or 20, right? They're usually digital products. You're not going to want to do anything physical with this. That's something else. That would be a Shopify or something else like that. But for your consultations, for your digital products, things that people can download, things that people can, like lessons and courses and one-on-ones, webinars, all of those things can be sold on Stan. And in fact, this year in 2026, I decided after making $270,000 on Stan, I make thousands of dollars a day on Stan. After doing that, I decided to just stretch it just a little bit to see what it would be like to use it to sell tickets to my fireside book signing tour. So I'm going to New York and Atlanta and DC in January 2026. And I said, well, I could sell this through PayPal. I could sell it through this other site over there. I could do Eventbrite or whatever. Let me see about Stan because my other stuff is already there. And I did it, and I sold 100 tickets in the first 24 hours. And that's not because only because of Stan, right? But it really made it simple. You go to one link, which is linked below if you want to go to one of those locations. I'd love to meet you. But it's one link, and they can see all 3 dates. And if I add dates, they'll be there too. And because of the way it's structured, I can do one order bump, meaning I could add one thing at the end at checkout where you're like, hey, do you want to get that candy bar that's at checkout? And my candy bar in this instance is VIP upgrade. So if people want a VIP upgrade, they just click on this little button and it VIP upgrades them. That's why I love Stan. Now, before, the most purchased thing right now, as of today, the most purchased thing is Prompt Shop in a Box. That's where I sell all of the 125 prompts that I have sold over time. I give you all of those in one container. So you get all of my really amazing, very deep dive prompts, which I have some videos on this channel that teach you all about why prompting is going to be so big in 2026. And then I give you an unlimited amount of prompts that you can make. And then I give you a resale license for you to sell those prompts. So people are selling prompts for, $3 to $97 each. They're selling dozens of them or prompt packs or using them as lead magnets for high ticket. And it's only $99 at the time of this recording. So I put that on Stan for $99, and I've sold more than 1,000 of those. And then the one before that, like this number 2 best-selling, but had been the best-selling the whole time before Prompt Shop in a Box, was my YouTube course. Because I just told you about YouTube. I've been working on YouTube for 2 years. So I have this signature YouTube course that I had by itself for like $200. But now it's included in my birthday bundle, which is also on Stan. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, there's so much flexibility in what you can sell. You don't see me selling, like I do have like a, couple $1,000 thing on there, but you don't see me using it for that much. You see me using it for $5, $17, $49, $99. That's where the sweet spot is. And that becomes very passive for you. So then you see how this starts to stack. You have YouTube sending people to a page where they can see everything you have. And then they're buying things because it's such a simple checkout and it's really optimized for mobile. And most people are on mobile. If you're on mobile right now, let me know in the comments. If you can, take me out of your pocket. Let me know if you're on mobile right now because most people are on mobile today. I do mobile probably half the time for sure. I'm walking around with my mobile, with my phone. I do a little bit of split. But Stan is optimized for it. So just so if you see you're starting to stack. And when I tell you the third thing, it's just going to blow your mind. If you're wondering, okay, you're telling me all this stuff, it's starting to make sense, but what do I do now? And I'm going to tell you the third, okay? So stick around for that. But I'm going to tell you how to make this work for you because it's simpler than you probably think it is. And it can feel overwhelming when you think of all the things you have to do. Believe me, I understand. But I'm in the mood, I'm in the era, not a mood, it's an era of calm. I need things to be calm. How about you? I'm 45 right now. I've done a lot in this world, and I want things to be simple, calm, wonderful, vibrant, interesting, but calm. So that's what I teach. I teach you how to have a calm business. So the way that I do that actually has to do with number three. I use a tool called an AI agent. And if you don't know what that is, believe me, you will. Stick with me and you will. It's not as important what it's called, it's more important what it gives you. Okay? We'll say that again. It's not as important as what these different terminologies are and these different phrases and vibe coding and all these. It's what it gives you, the outcome. And the outcome of the AI agent that I'm talking about and vibe coding that I'm talking about is that it gives you a control and freedom to spin up your heart's desire when it comes to your project ideas. Okay, so let me be more specific. I'm talking about Lovable, and I'm going to tie it back to how you can learn about these things really plainly and simply and all in one place. So, Lovable is a brand name of one particular AI agent. And an AI agent is an AI platform that lets you, that does stuff for you, basically. You give it a task rather than a question, right? ChatGPT, you're asking questions, you're getting information, it's amazing. AI agents go out and do stuff for you. So ChatGPT does have an agent, but this particular type of agent specializes in making landing pages, online tools, sales pages, things like that. So if you've been on many of my page sales pages, landing pages, tools, freebies that wasn't on Stan, then you probably have been on my Lovable page. Now, I'm going to tell you something it may or may not make sense to you at this point, but one day it will. It's like Back to the Future. One day this will make sense. I have created more than 300 of these projects in 8 months. You don't need to do that. I don't want you to do that. But what I'm telling you is I've gotten really, really used to it and I've gotten good at it. I'm not great at it yet, but I've gotten really good at this. And they did their 2025 wrap a few days ago, and they said that I was in the top 1% of Lovable users when it came to how many projects, how much code, and how many people have visited my pages. So I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this. And I can tell you, I started without knowing any of this, what it meant, what AI agent, what is that? Is that somebody calling me? Like I had no idea in March of 2025 what an AI agent was. But now I use it more than most 99% of the people in the United States. It just goes to show you that you can learn this stuff. So how do I use it? And how does it fit in? Well, the first thing I'll tell you is that I used it to create tools for each of these things that I'm telling you about. So, a dashboard, a control panel that walks you through each of these things. YouTube, Stan, you can think of Stan Store, and Lovable. I used Lovable to create one dashboard for YouTube, which I call YouTube OS, one dashboard for Stan, which I call Stan OS, and one dashboard for Lovable OS. And in each of these, I'll even show you actually. I could probably just show you. It's probably better than telling you. Yeah, I'll show you the YouTube one. So this is YouTube OS. And you won't have this admin, but you will have this. So you come to the landing page When you come to the landing page, it'll give you three options. Uh, and it depends on where you purchase it. But it's $99 for each of these YouTube Lovable Stand. That's like $300. You have everything you need for 2026. You can, and the three options you get on YouTube OS are to purchase it on the page. You have a different landing page than I'm showing you. You'll have an option to redeem a code, and that code, this is a separate option. That's if you purchased it on Stan or if you purchased it on School, right? If you purchased it elsewhere off of this page, you will get a redeem code and you'll put that in. And the third option is, oh, I've already done that. Let me just sign in. You put your email address in and it sends you a magic link in your email to click on. So look at this. So this is what you get for $99. $99. If I wanted to, this is without hype and hyperbole. It's not without exaggeration. If I wanted to, I could sell this for $2,500, $5,000. If I added any kind of consulting with it, it could be $10,000 plus. That is not hype. That is absolute, because I work with people who spend that kind of money all day long. And I've spent that kind of money on something similar. That what actually, when I say similar, I don't mean similar, because this is not what I have ever been given. I've been given instructions, and some people have worked with me, and I've paid $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, and I'm not exaggerating. What this is you get my training, so I'm with you the whole way, step by step, video by video, right? I'm with you the whole way. But you also get the AI tools that you need in order to do the thing. So all of these things here, the control panel, your channel setup, your channel creator, anything that's numbered has AI tools. And there are a total of 21 AI tools. So right here, this talks about your content pipeline, right? If I wanted to, I could just type in a topic. I could say how long I want the video to be, and then it'll give me the outline for the video. And I trained this. It's not just generic. I trained it to do exactly what I would tell somebody to do if I were consulting. You also have a production schedule planner. You have a thumbnail lab. This is worth its like weight in gold. You have a thumbnail visualizer, which is crazy. Then you have a concept generator and a text generator that you can take and use on on Canva or ChatGPT or Pixels. These are things, if you're not familiar with, you will be. But on and on and on and on. So I created that for all three, one for each. So you can get one if one is interesting to you, or you can get them all. And Lovable, why would you use Lovable? Well, I just demonstrated to you how I'm just showing you, like literally here on this video. I'm on a video. So this is what you would do. You're on a video on YouTube. You talk about something, you teach something, and then you send people to your Stand store, or you send people to you could have them go to a Lovable sales page if you wanted, or you could send them to Stan, and when they get the item, the product, this is really important, so pay attention to this one. Your product could be delivered via Lovable. Meaning, let's say you're a photographer, and I'm gonna take you through this whole stack, okay? By the way, any of the stuff that I've just mentioned is in the links below. Either check the description or the pinned comment, and you can get that immediate access, and you'll be off to the races. You do not need to purchase these things in order to use the tools that I just described to you, but they will help you get there faster, understand it faster and better, and utilize it more efficiently. Okay. Let's say you're a photographer. Okay. You're a photographer. You don't have a YouTube channel. You're watching this video. You want to do something in 2026. You want to make it happen. You could start a YouTube channel about a very particular camera. Like, I like this type of camera or this brand of cameras, and I'm going to take landscape pictures with it. Or you can start a channel about a certain type of photograph, landscape, portraiture, travel, a concert, etc. You could do that. You talk about photography. You could do a video. You could do a channel about becoming a photographer. Like I'm learning photography. I'm not an expert yet. So I'm going to do day one of learning photography. You could do day one of learning anything. This might be somebody's $100,000 idea right now. You could do a YouTube channel that starts, the first video is day one of learning something. And then do like day 5 of learning and day 10 of learning. Is that making sense? Okay, so you're on that video and you're going to publish several videos before anything happens. But you're going to be collecting this archive, this really amazing asset over time. And you're going to say in your video, as if a million people are watching, because one day people will see it, you're going to say whatever it is. And like I said, that YouTube OS gives you everything you need. So when I say whatever, there's a exact. But you say what you say, you train or you give information or you give entertainment. And then you say, if you would like my photography guide, or if you'd like this, Canon OS da 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 guide, or if you'd like 20 of my favorite pictures where I show you an arrow pointing to the different settings that I did to get that effect, follow me? You would use YouTube, which is our number one tool. You would send them, this is potential how you could do it, send them to your Stan store, number 2 tool. Have on there where they can buy the guide for $17, $7, $12.99. They purchase it. The way Stan works is they get an immediate email that gives them a receipt, and then they get another email that gives them a confirmation of their product. In that confirmation email that you set up on the back end with Stan, very simply, takes you 2 minutes, you link them to a lovable site that you have created, a tool you've created, which is the delivery. And it has the thing that you just sold on it, on a private, like an URL. And so on that site, they see you've told Lovable, because Lovable just listens to you and creates what you want it to create. And then if it's not perfect, you keep tweaking it. So you could conceivably, I'm so tempted to just do this right now to show you that it's not crazy to just, you know what I might do? I always, I never intend to do this, but let's say create a page, a beautiful, sleek, modern, no, I'm not gonna say modern because it'll do too much, too techy. Black page with purple gradient. And these, you learn how to talk to it. I could say like, you know what? I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna show you how easy it is. I'm I'm accidentally doing it the way I do it because I know how to prompt, but I'm gonna do it like anybody who's just starting, who just lands on Lovable. Just go there and have fun with it. Just land on lovable.dev. Okay? I'm gonna say, um, create a page that has 10 of my photographs and lists what settings I used for each picture, and then points with an arrow, with arrows, each setting or each outcome and effect, right? What I just described to you off the top of my dome, I'm not telling it what color to make it. I'm not saying what it should do. I'm not saying anything. I didn't even give it the photographs. What it's going to do, it's going to take about 3 minutes, and it's going to just spin up its version of what you told it because you gave it very simple instructions. Now, the prompts that I give you in Prompt Shop in a Box and the prompts that I give you in Lovable OS, I give you a ton of prompts for Lovable in that, by the way. Surprise, surprise, because if you're in Prompt Shop in a Box, you probably didn't know that. It's very cool. Those prompts are extremely detailed, and I mean like pages long in some cases. So you're going to get a lot more. But look, it's already saying on the left side here, Look at the page here. I'll create a sleek photography portfolio page with a dark editorial aesthetic inspired by photography magazines. Each photo will display camera settings with annotated arrows showing cause effect relationships. Exactly what I said, but it went further and made it better. The design direction, dark charcoal background to make photos pop. See, I was going to say black background. Let's see. Warm amber accents for technical details. Clean modern typography. Hover reveal annotations with animated arrows and card-based masonry style layout. Okay, I know what the card-based means, but let's see what masonry style means because I have no idea. It says, let me start by setting up the design system, then create the components and generate 10 diverse photographs. So it's going to give me some placeholder photographs made of AI, made by AI, so that I can see what it looks like. So then after it does that, oops, I lost it. After it does that, I would go in and tell it, okay, now replace this photo with this one. And these are the settings that I use because it doesn't know that stuff yet. But it is doing what would have taken weeks to do in the past. It's going to do that in the next couple minutes here. It would have taken weeks. And look, it's generating the images one by one because it's AI generated. This is crazy, right? What would have taken weeks, potentially thousands of dollars, maybe could have been a $500, $800 deal on Fiverr, but it would have taken at least 14 days. And it would be one shot. You'd get it here, here's the delivery. It would not be as detailed as you're going to be able to make this. So going back to our whole premise here, you have these three tools. You have a YouTube channel where you're talking about something of interest, and YouTube is helping you. It's helping you find the people. It wants you to succeed because YouTube succeeds when you do. It brings people to your video and vice versa. Then some of those people start to build trust with you the more videos they watch. And they're like, you know what? I will click over and see. Because you may have clicked through. If you clicked through, please help me make my point. If you clicked to anything in my description for this video, please say so in the comments so that people understand that people do click. So when you click through, you go to Stan, you buy it on Stan. Stan automatically delivers a link to this that you're making right now because you would have made it already. Right? Okay, so that sound means, I don't know if you heard it, but that sound means it's ready. Boom. Wow. So it's like, this is your page. Look, it has all these aperture, shutter, ISO, focal. Hover over settings to see the effect. So it's giving you like the placeholder. So then what I would do next is I would say, look, it's doing that. I would tell it the exact effect because it doesn't know yet. But it's showing you how it's going to look. So it does that for these 10 videos. Amazing. It gives placeholder settings. And then I would actually do it. And for someone who is your customer, who is interested in photography, who found your video, who listened to it and then clicked over and purchased this, or this could be a freebie that you have. It doesn't have to be for purchase. And you just send people right to it. But you would send them to Stan because you want to get their email address. I teach you all this stuff in Stan OS, YouTube OS, and Lovable OS, by the way. But anyway, the people who are your customer, they're very much going to appreciate this. Like imagine you are getting into photography. I mean, I'm looking at this now. I've done photography for 20 years, and this is interesting to me. It's like, oh, okay, if I use that, and if these were accurate, I'd be like, oh, cool. That's how they did it. So let me get my camera and try that to recreate that. Because then you could say, look, okay, it also gives you like a little bit of options here. Use my own photos, great, right? Obviously, add category filters, add photo lightbox view. I don't even know what that means. Add my bio, yes, of course. What is lightbox? Oh, that must mean just like when you click, it shows a larger image. Yeah, sure. So if I don't know what to do, this tells me what I could potentially do. I just clicked a button and it's doing it. But I would say, okay, now I wanted to give instruction. I wanted to, when you click on it, it tells you how to recreate this yourself, or it tells you what kind of camera to use, or what kind of lens is the best for this photograph. Like I could go so detailed into it. And I kind of skipped over a little part that I did mention, but why would that be cool? So let's say you sell it. You could sell, let's just say you sell this for $7 and it's more about volume. And you also have like an order bump and it's $27 that 10% of the people buy, 20% of the people buy, and it's something else. But let's just say like the average cart value on this is 15 bucks. Does that work? Yeah, let's just say it's 15 bucks just for giggles. It's probably not gonna be that much but with those inputs, but let's say it's 15. Let's say it's $10. And you can get a video because it's photography, it's more broad. So you have like, 500 people looking at your videos. And 25 of them clicked through and 5 of them purchased. That's 50 bucks a video that you put up for free. And then you're going to have like 2 of those videos a week. And then you're going to maybe have more than that because you see it. And then over time, more people will watch more videos and more people will click and your conversion rates will go up and then you'll have more products. And then you see how that could work where this all comes together. And this is why I make thousands of dollars a day because you have things that stack on them. That was this, we just did this thing. It said, okay, light box. This is a light box, I guess. Cool. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's pretty sweet. Look. Yeah, it's telling more information. Tip. Giving you tips. It's crazy. Tell me in the chat. Tell me in the comments how this is feeling for you. If it's starting to make sense, you may not have it all figured out yet. You're not going to in one video. But is it starting to make sense that you have more control than you think? This is exciting to me. I don't know if you can tell. I'm super excited about this. This is incredibly exciting. This is your year to break through. This is your year. If you have already made 5,000, 10,000, 50,000 online, let me talk to you for a second. Let me talk to you for a minute. If you've made a lot of money online already, this should be a no-brainer to you. This should be like, wait a minute. I can do these things and just make it consistent, make it, get to those 6 figures and beyond. It is here. It's yours for the taking. So if you are interested in any of those, get them right now. You can grab them on Stan. It all comes back, right? I told you I would do a call to action. You can get any of these on Stan. They're $99 during the launch because they're all brand new. I did pilot the Stan OS with 300 customers. They love it. We have it all set up. There's even a marketplace that you get once you take Stan OS and go through it. You actually get to be on my marketplace. So you have leads coming to your page from me. That's really cool. YouTube OS is just like, I had 30 clients who paid me $5,000 to $25,000 last year. 30 of them that we did co-producing of their YouTube channels. And what YouTube OS has is more than they had on the back end. So let me tell you, $99 is ridiculous. It's a no-brainer. And because it's on Stan, there's even Afterpay and Klarna, which is a pay later option. And that's really important for you to know for your customers because more people are looking for that. Hey, it's $99. I don't have that right now. Can I pay it over 4 installments? On Stan, you can. On PayPal, you can. Even if you don't get even if you don't get Stan or my Stan OS, on PayPal, they have a pay later option. Up to $1,500, some people qualify for that. And then beyond 1,500, other people qualify for a different thing on pay later. Did you know that? Did you already know that before this video and before watching to this part of the video? I need to know in the comments because I need to know what new information I'm giving you and what is I can keep to myself. Like, you save it. You could say that. What are we going to do about it? And I told you there's going to be a bonus. You thought I forgot, right? No. The bonus is school. The bonus is community. And school is the mechanism to make community happen. And the reason community is so important with this stack is the reason really it's all wrapped up. It's the glue that holds all of this together. 16 days ago, I announced that my Your First 5K membership was going to be free, even though I had made almost $125,000 from it in just a few months. I was going to now take away that revenue stream by making it free and more accessible to everyone. It was $50 a year, and now it's going to be just free. And we had 2,500 people in it who paid almost 50. Some of them paid a little bit less at the very beginning. That's why it's almost 125,000. And some people thought it was crazy. Some people loved it. Well, 16 days later, um, 6,100, so 6,100 people in addition have joined. So now we're at 8,600 people at the time of this recording. When you see it, when you join Your First 5K for free, I would love it. It would make me so happy if you would tell me how many people were in it when you joined. Because I did this a couple of videos, like maybe 10 days back, and it was like 3,000, and now it's 8,000 something. So I'd love for you to tell me. But the point of that is, the reason I did it was because I knew that if I had more people getting value for free from me, if I had more people able to meet with each other and have success and actually take the training, take the 5-day challenge, take the training, get something from it, make money, then I would have customers, more customers for life. So think about the logic of that. You give away a free community where everybody gets to hang out with you. Everybody gets something from the classroom, some sort of training, the photography training, whatever it may be. That's your lead magnet. And then you have paid things that you have on Stand Store. You can even sell it from school. You may have it. You may have something that you built on Lovable. Again, it all ties together. And when you announce those things from time to time, people are very interested in learning more because they are getting so much value for free from you on YouTube and in the school community. That's why it's a bonus. Didn't want to overwhelm you, but it has helped me so much to have that because it's not like overnight with school. It is, hey, what would it be now? 50. I was at the time of this recording, it would be more 15 or 16. No, that's 16 months later, maybe even more since I started. My first school, which was Arlan's All Access, that has more than 300 people in it, $1,000 a year. It's a graduate program. And then you have Your First 5K. And I know I said that nonchalantly. That's $300,000. I know. I get it. Anyhow. But Your First 5K, you have this group too. So when I announce, hey, I'm going on a tour, that's why you can sell 100 tickets in 24 hours. That's why you can have that happen and have the whole thing sell out. It's going to sell out soon. New York VIP sold out already. It sold out in 36 hours or less. So that's where the giving away for free turns into money because a percentage of people, again, percentage of people are always going to want to follow you if you're giving great free value. And you give great free value on YouTube, on school free memberships, at training, just giving. Show up on podcasts, show up on other people's YouTube channels. Just give, 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 and you will get it back.